A very good morning to you, Canary. What is the situation like that side of town?
Thank you so much, Joseph Sabiti. Now, as internal bickering takes center stage in the FDC party, we're waiting to see what happens as Muntu addresses the press tomorrow. But you know that there is Team Muntu, and when I say Team Muntu, it's because I cannot find a better word to describe that team, because there is Muntu and then there is a team that is backing him up. Now, that team includes a number of FDC officials and also a number of legislators that do belong to the FDC party. I'm here with one of them. This is Kasese legislator Robert Centenary, and we're yet to find out what sort of movement is this, what sort of formation is this, and are they leaving the party as Muntu did yesterday? Very good morning to you. Thank you for speaking to us this morning. Let's begin from here. Are you also moving away from the party?
First of all, I would like to make a clarification that Team Muntu was a task team that was supporting him to retain the party presidency. And when the task is done, then the task force or the task team is disbanded. That one I need to clarify. Two, I must say personally, I got to know from the media about what was transpiring in Fairway Hotel and the departure. Because when I got intercepted by journalists, I said, I understand there is a meeting at Fairway Hotel. What do you make of it? I said, well, I'm not aware of the meeting, but let me find out what is going on. And then statements and messages started streaming on social media. But whatever the case is, I think we as the FDC know it very well, that our constitution and the framers of it were very conscious that at one time somebody can decide to lose his membership, either by withdrawal or expulsion. And to me, this shouldn't be a surprise that somebody decides to leave the party.
When you say we as FDC, does that mean that from now to the future, you still belong to the FDC party?
I am.
You've not told me whether you're leaving the party.
A membership holding member of the FDC. I am a NEC member of the FDC party, and I'm a member of parliament for Kasese municipality.
On the FDC ticket.
Exactly.
So let's begin from what happened yesterday. I'm sure you're following events even after that meeting. You saw how things turned out. There is a task force that that has always been behind Muntu, and that includes you also. There is just the party president just said that you are not contributing money as it is required of you to the FDC party, which means that you are willing actually to see that this party is split into two, of course, with Muntu heading the other task force. So why were you doing that, and yet you were still a member of the FDC party?
In the first instance, I think the contribution towards FDC headquarters, I think, has been misunderstood. This contribution was actually created when FDC wanted to acquire the building at Najanankumbi, which was offered by Garuga Msinguzi, and he asked us to pay money, to contribute money, to pay off the loan for purchasing the headquarters. And that was the purpose for those contributions. That has been paid off. I must make this clear. It has been paid off. And therefore, we have not even received a new instruction as to where now the new contributions will be spent. Okay, yes, somebody may say that it is to facilitate the party activities. But even when we were contributing to pay off that loan, the party was running from different sources of funding. Now, that shouldn't be an indication that people are leaving or are splitting the party because they are not contributing. And there are also members who never contributed, even when the loan was still running, simply because I remember one of the members of parliament asked, in case the FDC winds up as a party, how shall we share this building that we
you've
are
been
putting our
contributing
money into. So that member was not comfortable contributing, even when the loan was still running.
Okay. Honorable, it is really public information that actually this task force is visible and is actually there. Whether you're quitting the party or not, but that task force behind Muntu is actually visible and it's on and it's running. What sort of formation is this? What sort of movement is this? Would you just describe it for me? Because there's been the defiance side and then there's been that other side of Muntu. But now that Muntu has quit FDC, what sort of movement is that? Are you aware of anything
I
like
do
that?
not really wish Ugandans to personalize the political agenda and the political struggle in this country. Muntu is an individual, so are other leaders, but the struggle continues. It's not pegged on a particular individual. He may be a leader of a certain struggle, but then he's not Uganda. And if I see there is this country before self, I think that should be the cardinal principle upon which we should operate. Ugandans are giving us trust because of where they think we are leading them to. And it doesn't matter who leads us through the struggle. We can have different fronts, but we are moving towards the same destination. We are moving towards achieving the same end goal.
Okay.
The beauty is, whether it is people power or Muntu, I don't know what platform is going to utilize to achieve change, at the end of it all, we are all fishing from the NRM and tending towards following the regime of the NRM, which most Ugandans are not satisfied with.
Okay. Just before we move on to other questions, let's just make this clear. Muntu will be addressing a presser tomorrow. Are we expecting you there?
If I am invited as an opinion leader,
Are you saying you have not yet received the
or as
invitation?
a representative of the people of Kasese municipality to listen, I will go and listen. If I am not invited, then I will not go.
So you've not yet
Probably they
received,
don't need me.
you've not
there.
yet received your invitation?
No, I haven't.
Okay. In the recent past, we've seen the by-elections that have been taking place here in Uganda, and we've seen a split in opposition politics. We have this new movement of people power, where you've seen actually some FDC candidates run away from the party and they contest on independent tickets, or even FDC itself, some of the party leaders go on and support the other leaders that are not FDC. So we're now in that confusion. Where does this leave FDC? We have FDC split at the part of people power. We have now FDC split on the Mugisha Muntu side. Where does this leave FDC, a party that you belong to?
To me, the most important thing is, are we still in the opposition? Are we still pursuing the same struggle? If we give a scenario of Arua municipality, if Kassiano Wadri was not picked as the preferred choice of candidate for other opposition parties, I think Nusrat Peru would be member of parliament because she became second in the race. So I think the decision to front Kassiano Wadri, who is a renowned member of the opposition, was a very good one. I was in Bugiri municipality. We had a candidate as the FDC. There was another candidate, Asmani Basalirwa, who was supported by other opposition parties. We were defeated. So that should have been a point of reflection on, are we struggling to institute change in this country with our own cadres, even if we know very well that they are not going to make it? Or we can look for strong opposition candidates whom we think have the capability of leading us to where we want to be.
No, but Honorable, NOM must be celebrating that now the opposition looks more split than ever. It is now about 3 sections of the opposition instead of coming together to make just one formidable force against NRM, as you do suggest. Don't you think now this is a worse time for opposition than ever? Now that 2021
in
is very close?
Rukunjiri we came together. and we had victory.
In Arua, you didn't. In Bujiri, you didn't.
In Arua and Bujiri, the FDC was alienated by other political forces. FDC lost, but still the other opposition political forces succeeded. I think we have a benchmark now that, look, the struggle should be beyond the individual political organizations. And we need to deal with this situation with an honest and open mind. FDC is a very good party that we all love. But I think it's time for us to rethink on our method of work. There is no way you can breed a culture of intolerance and you expect to remain attractive to other people who would wish to join you in the struggle. For me, if we breed a culture of intolerance, it means that we are locking out the potential members that would be willing to join the FDC as the leading opposition party.
Okay.
And therefore, the method that, for instance, General Muntu used to depart, if he is departing anyway.
You agree with it?
Was really civil and formal. He walked into the FDC through the door, and he has decided to walk out through the door.
All right, Honorable. Just a few minutes ago, the FDC president said that it was an executive decision of the FDC party to make sure that the party headquarters shift to Katonga. You are a member of NEC. Was that decision ever tabled in your meetings?
Well,
we have Katonga, we have Najana.
I think it is a little bit contradictory that a political party can have two headquarters. For me, I knew Katonga as an office that was coordinating the activities of activists for change, which the FDC believed in, and the leadership of the FDC believed in,
yes,
and was in support of. But that did not mean that the headquarters shifted to Katonga.
You're not answering the question, Honorable. Was that decision tabled, was that motion rather tabled in your meetings because you belong to NEC?
Yes, there was a discussion in NEC which was agreed upon that activists for change can continue operating in Katonga. They could even operate in Kasese.
Very contradictory to what the FDC president just said.
The headquarters did not shift to Katonga. That is the clarification I want to make. The headquarters of the FDC shall and will always be in Najanankumbi, not Katonga.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Robert Centenary. He's the legislator of Kasese, and also waiting to see as Mugisha Muntu addresses a presser tomorrow about his departure from the FDC party. Who will be in his company? Who will be backing him up? These are some of the legislators that have been backing him since he was party president and even when he left. Is this the same team that is going to back him in his new movement, if there is any that is going to be formed tomorrow? We're waiting to see how that happens. Back to you, Simon, Kagwanjela and Mildred at the Political Command Center.
Well, my final one to him would be whether he's in the departure lounge, somewhere there.
Are you in the departure lounge?
Well, let's see how the process is being.
He's saying that let's see how the process goes, but back to you, Kagwanjela.
Well, thank you very much, Kanare Mugume. Very interesting discussion, and we know this is going to unfold quite a lot in the coming days. We are going to shift gear shortly, and we'll be talking in the topical discussion, we'll be talking presidential donations, something that has been widely described as the President Museveni cash bonanza and what it means for the country. Good morning.